Yeah, just first off, thanks to the Gasparilla Bowl and the city of Tampa for the hospitality this week. It's been a great experience for these guys to be able to come down here and be in some good weather and enjoy being around each other, enjoy competing. We talked all week about there was really three enjoyments that were going to come from this experience. Number one is the experience itself. Number two is the joy of preparing to come out and compete in a game. And the third one, we've got to go out and earn. Right? We might be in a good position, we might be in a bad position. That third one, we've got to come out and earn, and that's the ability to raise that trophy at the end of the game. And those guys did that. I mean, I can't be more proud of these guys, man. I really couldn't. And it's about them. It's about the work they've put in. If that wasn't a capsule of our entire season and the way that they've, just kept fighting and kept fighting. There's so many things they learned this year and that we learned together. And, learning how to compete, learning how to play with discipline, learning how to do things the right way, to play for 4 quarters, right? Learning how to go into every game and expect to win. To go into every game and expect to win regardless of the circumstances within the game. That doesn't change what our expectation is. And if they'll just keep playing, keep fighting, and do things the right way, that good things will happen. They did that tonight. Just really proud of these guys. That's what it's about, of these guys, and can't say enough about them.
Okay, we'll open up the questions up in front here.
Brent, you guys were down 14-0 in the first quarter. Have to settle for a field goal, and you got 17-3, then scored all the points the rest of the game, 27. Just talk about, I guess, not giving up, and that's been like the one thing, even in that Miami game here, a couple months ago. But that's been maybe the calling card for your team this year.
Yeah, well, let's not forget now, we've had other teams it's happened to as well. We've been up 14-0 in a game, all right? It didn't come out the way we wanted it to. All right, well, we learn from those mistakes. We learn from those experiences. I've heard a lot in my career, don't ever waste a failure, right? Don't ever waste an opportunity that you can get better from. And these guys did that. They answered every challenge. I mean, I hope we're underdogs every game from now on. I mean, it's one of those things that I think, but that's what Georgia Tech is. Georgia Tech's it's a school of people that work. It's a school of people that it teaches you how to figure things out. It teaches you how to solve problems, right? It teaches you to keep pushing ahead. And I talk to these guys all the time about you can't do anything about what's in the past except for learn from it. You can't do anything about something in the future except for prepare for it. And we have to live in the moment. We have to be where our feet are at all times. And they do that. And they kept playing. They kept playing. They kept playing. And it's only going to help us grow as the years go on and we continue to move forward. But there's a group of guys in that locker room that said last time to ever wear the white and gold. And what they've done for this program, what they've done for all of Georgia Tech, I can't say enough about it.
In front here.
Coach, you were able to not only lead the team to its first bowl game in a little bit, you were able to win it. Do you believe this is the start of something special here at Georgia Tech?
Yeah, well, I think every day is the beginning of a new day and beginning to continue to work towards things that are great. I mean, we challenge each other. I mean, I don't say I challenge them. We challenge each other to come in every day and do the absolute best we can do. Be the absolute best we can be the best version of ourselves individually, collectively as a team, right? And work as hard as we can, right? We tell them not to look at the scoreboard when you're down. Well, why am I going to tell them to look forward a year at what we might be? Doesn't make any sense. We're going to enjoy the heck out of this tonight. We're going to enjoy this. We're going to enjoy the holidays with our family, which we've been away from. And I know not just the players, but the coaching staff that's put in so many hours. Getting ready for this game and recruiting. But then we'll be back. We'll be back in January, and it's a new team. Right? It's new goals. It's new aspirations. It's new camaraderie in the locker room. Right? And we'll start it over again.
In the back. Yep.
Oh, Coach Key, after that slow start in the second half, you guys on offense and defense and kicking really controlled the play. Is that momentum? Is that adjustments? Is that physicality? All of the above?
Yeah, I mean, really it was from the second quarter on, if I'm not mistaken. It was, I think there was something, the first, 2 or 3 drives they had, 17 points maybe in the first 3 drives and 250-something yards. In the next 7 drives, they had, just over 100 yards and 0 points. So, a big part of that is the guys trusting the plan. A big part of that is coaches making adjustments. Bowl games are a little bit like the first game of the season. There's a lot of unknown in them of how a team's going to come out, what they're going to change. They've had 3 weeks to prepare for you. You've had 3 weeks to prepare for them. But, good teams have, good teams, good coaches, and they have players that are willing to buy into what they're being told and the adjustments that are being made. And smart enough to go out and do them, smart enough to execute them. Right? That's a credit to these guys here.
Second row.
Amari, defensively, you guys started a little slow, but as the game went on, it seemed like you really started to dial into what they were trying to do. What did you see out there?
It wasn't nothing that they did. It was something that we did. You've been finding through adversity. You find out who a real man is when they back against the wall, everything not going their way. You just kept pushing to the down break.
Yes.
Jamal, first full season as a running back. What would you, looking back, like you really seemed to get better as the season went along. Looking back, reflecting on your first year as a running back, how were you able to get better every single game, it seemed like, and what does it say about the Georgia Tech offense that you guys just continue to run the ball with success?
Simply just a huge shout out to the coaches and the players inside the locker room. Making that position change wasn't easy, but with their support and with their help, it became a lot easier as the season going on. And huge shout out to the running back room. They always have each other's back. We always have each other's back no matter who's inside the game. We already know that anybody can go in there and get right. Shout out to the O-line. The O-line does a phenomenal job each and every day in and day out. They work their tail off. And that just goes to show like what this offense can really do and what this offense can really become in the future.
Question.
Brent, along those same lines, 27 straight running plays to end the game. That'd be pretty sweet performance.
Was it really?
Wow.
Besides the new
Is it proper to say no comment? What do you think it felt like? It was awesome. No, you win the surest way, and we got to a position where now you start to count possessions. You count possessions. You're counting time on the clock. You're looking at timeouts on both sides. I had to. I burned a couple early. One of them on the challenge. But they had all 3. So that really changes the game now. So you've got to eat the clock and be able to I thought the coaches, not just the coaches, but I thought Haynes did a heck of a job now. That play was coming in just like we practiced at 18 seconds. We were getting it all in, and he was staring at the shot clock there, snapping that sucker at 1 second. That was awesome, man.
Far left over here.
Question for Haynes. Coach Key was talking the other day about how your teammates respond to your leadership. I'm just wondering, this game when you got down 14-0, did you have much to say to the guys or try to rally them?
It was pretty much everybody. We all came up in that huddle, and we looked at each other. It was like we've been here before. We're not going to press. Stick to the game plan. Trust each other. Everything else is going to take care of itself. Just be in the moment.
Follow up on that, Haynes, pardon me, on that 4th down play where you kicked the field goal. Were you wanting to go for it when you came up?
You always want to go for it, but no, that's a smart decision.
Put points on the board.
Yeah, you got to put points on the board, and that's how you win football games.
I had bad eyes on the spot. It looked like it was a 4th and 2. We were 4th and 1 was a go the entire time. We knew it. It was it looked 4th and 2. It was 4th and 2 or whatever. Then they end up spotting the ball. Well, now the clock is at 26 seconds. All right, we'd already called the field goal team up. All right, well, now to be able to flip it back and forth, you weren't going to be able to do that.
It looked very decisive from the press box.
What's that?
It looked very decisive.
Well, it didn't to me.
In front here.
Or the guys in our press box. So there you go.
Coach, the college football news cycle today was going to dominate with Florida State suing the ACC, and the ACC suing Florida State, and there's a lot of chaos in different areas of the sport. And how rewarding is it to see a team, you put on a good game, you see the joy on the players' faces after the game, and how much joy is in the locker room. And Haynes, you could talk a little bit too about kind of just how there's chaos in different areas of the sport, but like when it boils down to it, it's still all about the players.
Is this question about chaos, or is this question about enjoying the moment with the players? As far as enjoying the moment with the players, of course, that's what it's about, is to be able to, sacrifice and give up, and to give things, a way that means something to you, to be able to have a win, all right, to be able to have the outcome that you want. I have no clue what you're talking about anything else. I don't watch the news. I have no social media, so I can't comment on something I don't know about.
Back up front.
Jamal, can you talk about, you broke the 1,000-yard rushing barrier, first time since 2017 for a Georgia Tech
What?
player.
Yes, sir. What? I mean, you only needed 69 yards. I don't know how I knew that.
Can you just talk, Eddie and Buster talked about it, they called you and told you they're moving you to running back at the last day of spring ball. And can you just talk about that transition and how much that means to you to get the 1,000 yards?
The transition was special. Of course, you're always going to have a little doubt about how it's going to go playing-wise, but at the end of the day, the coaches believed in me. They told me just put down my head and go to work, and that's exactly what I did. So huge shout out to them. And as far as those 1,000 yards, that's not just my legs. That's honestly all to the O-line. I honestly owe all the respect to the O-line. I don't even want the MVP trophy, honestly. I want to give it to the O-line if I could. But they just, like I said, they come in and day out and just works their tail off, and it's just a surreal moment, man. Just to see how bond that the running backs and the O-line have, but also just the whole entire offense and the whole team. It's a very surreal moment.
Did you not know you were that close? The first rush of the second half, the 32-yard run, that was what put you over 1,000.
Honestly, didn't. I was honestly worried about winning this game and bringing Georgia Tech back that trophy.
Go ahead, back over here.
Question for Haynes again. You made a decision to come to Georgia Tech, and now that this first season's over, I mean, how would you sum it up? How did it go for you?
I mean, I made the right decision, That's all I pretty much got to say on that. And Coach Key, he believed in me. He gave me another opportunity to come play and live out my dreams.
Second row.
So one of the things about bowl games, it's a reflective moment on the season, just for the players, all you guys. Looking back on this season, like, describe this briefly. Like, what has this season meant to you? The ebbs and flows, the ups and the downs. You've had some tough losses and some huge wins, and you cap it off on a game like this. Just describe the season, just real briefly, just players. Starting with Haynes.
I mean, it's what this program is about, I mean, like I said earlier, we wear these wristbands, E plus R equals O. Event plus response equals outcome. How are you going to respond when adversity hits? Like Coach said, you never forget about a failure. You never overlook a failure. It's just the response. It tells a lot about who you are as a person, who you are as a program, and who you are as a team.
Haynes really harped on it. Adversity is definitely going to strike. Those losses in the beginning, you just have to learn from, and eventually that L disappears and you start earning. So at the end of the day, we started to earn our wins, and that's Georgia Tech football.
This season, losing at the beginning, it hurt. So I started to hate to lose before the game. You got to hate to lose during practice. You got to hate to lose during school. You got to hate to lose before Saturday. You can't just hate to lose on Saturday. That's how you lose. So, I mean, I seen the team shift. We all matured. We all grew together. And, yeah.
This guy, by the way, has matured more than anyone on the football team, not just on the field, guys. What he's done in the classroom, what he's done with his life, unbelievable for this guy, man. So proud of him, man. So proud of him.
I think we'll finish up with this question here.
Brent, when Haynes was taking the knee, I saw you turn around and pump up the crowd. What's it meant to see the support these guys got as the season has progressed?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really pumping him up. It's just telling him, like, thank you. I mean, some of the best memories I have playing at Georgia Tech and being a Tech man are the fans. The fans, the students, the support that we get. And, it's awesome to see that. It's awesome to see people that are behind these guys I see it now different than I did as a player. As a player, it's just support, but now it's a lot of people that are supporting these kids and young men, whatever you want to say. I mean, but it has a different feel to it, as a coach now as it did or when it did as a player.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Go Jackets!
Go Jackets.
We'll have a few more